Okay, y'all. Hey, I'm not ready. Welcome to. Okay, here's my guest. Um, Welcome to Chop It Up with Chi Family Friday. Um, okay, you guys. I'm not together as usual. Okay, here we go. I'm sitting here talking about woo, wiping my head off, and I'm live. Wait a minute. Okay, here she comes. It says she joined. Is waiting for her. Sasha, did you click the right thing? There she is. Hey.
Hi.
Your mama is not together. Everybody, this is my firstborn. Sasha, say hi, Miss Fierce.
Hi.
And so, as I was trying to say, welcome to Chop It Up with Chi. And today we are going to be talking about what it was like to be quarantined with children. We do have prepared questions, which I don't have mine up, but I have them in my phone because I sent them to my daughter like a week ago. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this with her was because um, she was real quarantine. She did not go to work. She has a 3-year-old daughter, and she didn't go to daycare. And so they were in the house for however many number of weeks, and I'm going to let her tell you all about that. And I've seen a lot of posts from friends and people I don't know on social media who have kids who are in school and they're working from home and they have kids at school, at home going to school at the same time. And it just has to be challenging. And I was a single parent, and I just can't imagine what that would have been like for me as a single parent, having 3 children if I had to work at home and they had schoolwork to do and everything. So even though my grandbaby, who was asleep, y'all, I thought she might pop in with us, but my daughter told me she had a rough day. She has a very packed social calendar. Um, but even though she's only 3, I mean, that in and of itself, just being home all day, like literally all day, every day with a 3-year-old, had to be challenging. So, um, before I dive into the questions, whenever I have a guest, even though you're my daughter and I know you, uh, the people don't know you, and this is going to be posted on YouTube. We don't have anybody watching. It says one person, so that's you.
Yes.
So, go ahead and introduce. Even though I introduced you as my daughter, introduce yourself and say whatever you want to say before we dive in.
I am Sasha. I am the oldest of Miss Chi's 3 kids, and I am 33 years old with one child, a 3-year-old.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, you know what? You don't have to give a long introduction. So let me look at my questions. So, I mean, the first thing I have here is, what kind of activities did you do? Oh, somebody joined. Hey, Queen Renee, my co-host, Queen
DT.
Renee. Y'all know me and her. We keep it real on Sundays and Tuesdays. And since she popped in, let me go on and give us a little plug. Make sure you check us out this upcoming Sunday. We had requests from people to revisit the original topic we had, which was religion in the Black church. So we're going to be doing that again on Sunday. So welcome, Queen. So we're just going to dive in. And I don't know, Queen, I know you were at home for a period of weeks, not necessarily due to the pandemic. So if at any point, you have a question, you want to just go ahead and post it and we can definitely address it. So what type of activities, she said, hey, boo, at work, but wanted to, well, thank you for your support. I keep forgetting that you work like that. But thank you for, you can check it out later on YouTube. So what type of activities did you do with not only my grandbaby, but you had other children around, so you could go ahead and definitely
Yeah.
talk about that because that had to be, a
Yeah.
challenge in and of itself.
So yes, there was supposed to be another person on this live with me, but I do have their permission to speak on the person.
Okay, good. Good, because they're a big part of, I mean, I saw some of the stuff you guys are doing, so.
Yeah, so I was quarantined with Leon and his 2 kids, a set of twins, age 4, with my 3-year-old. So when we went to like get his kids, we didn't really have any like set plans. We just kind of winged it day by day. We didn't really bring them outside because just the worries and the caution, trying to be cautious.
You were seriously locked down. You were on lockdown.
We were on lockdown, yes. So we pretty much, as far as the daily routines, how it would go, we tried to get them up between 8 and 9 in the morning. I make breakfast. They would either, I mean, each day varied. They would either watch their favorite shows, PJ Masks, Daniel Tiger. There was a lot of tablet usage going on. Then sometimes I would, tell them like we don't want kids on. I didn't want the kids on tablets like that, so I would also want them to, play like regular kids. So they would have playtime, but it wasn't like a set schedule. It was really, we just winged it day by day. So.
And that had to be challenging too, because when you have, and I have to refer to y'all as parents, not that y'all are married, but when you have one parent who does things one way and another parent does things another way, that's challenging when you're not on lockdown. Yeah. So to be in the same space and have those challenges.
There were a lot of challenges because both of our parenting styles are different. So sometimes we would clash, but I mean, we did the best that we could, but we did have our days where it was kind of wearing down on us both.
Of course. Of course. So, speaking of that, wearing down, the next question was, were you able to recognize stress in the children as opposed to outright misbehavior? Because you have to realize that if the adults in the equation are stressed, the kids are feeling it, but they can't articulate it. And sometimes that does come out as misbehaving. Mm-hmm. So were you able to recognize that or differentiate between like, okay, maybe, Sanaya is just, this is too much for her. Is she overwhelmed? Or even the 4-year-olds, you want to talk about that a little bit.
I wouldn't say I would be able to decipher between the two. As far I can speak for Sanaya, like the first couple of weeks, I know it was probably a big adjustment for her because her daily routine changed drastically from having a routine going to daycare at the same time every day, every morning, to then being able to wake up whenever she wanted to. And then now you have 2 other kids in your space and then having to share toys. So for her, I would say it was a big adjustment because she was having a hard time sharing and getting along. So it was kind of act out, but I wouldn't say she was stressed. It was just a drastic change or adjustment for her.
It's so ghetto, y'all. Sorry. I really apologize, and I'm not going to edit that out. Just keep it real. Okay, well, that's an honest answer. You said something I wanted to piggyback off of. Oh, my goodness. See, I got distracted by my background. Your background is important.
Yeah, I don't really have too much going on over here. But
no, I see it there. What else is there? Oh, is your head hiding it? No, put it back. No, don't do it. No, I don't want it. No. So, but you said something. Oh, well. Oh, yes. I wanted to piggyback off of, so that was a good point. I happen to know that Sanaya has had a routine ever since she was born because you've always been a working mom. And I know that once you came off maternity leave, you went to work and she went immediately to daycare, and you were fortunate enough to have someone who had been in our church community family for 20 some odd years. And I've talked about that in my other videos for you guys out there who have watched. My kids grew up in the church, so we do have a wide community of people who know my children. So Sanaya is very fortunate in that. However, from a cradle rocker up until 3 years old now, she's been literally going to the same person, 5 days a week. And what happened there?
I don't know what's going on.
What are you doing now?
Sorry. I don't know. I'm using my iPad and I'm still getting familiar with it. So
Okay, well, go on and work it out. So, I mean, it is what it is. So my point to that is,
oh God.
now that you are back at work, there we go. Now that you are back at work, it's been what, just this week, your first week back?
Yes.
How would you say she's been adjusting to normal now?
I think she's slowly getting back into the routine. She has been having a little bit of misbehavior issues going back to daycare, but she's slowly getting back into the routine. But I know it has been hard getting back. Yeah.
That's why I feel like this conversation is important. I don't know if I'll bring it, back again, because it may be over for you and Sanaya, but it's not over for a lot of parents who the unknown. Is the school going to open? Well, we know most places this school year is done, but the way they're talking in the media, they're saying that we can have a second wave, and it's like, okay, do we go back to school in August or September? Because some kids go to school in August, and then come November, December, then we take everybody out. So there's a lot of unknown out there, which causes a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
So let's see. Well, let's talk about something fun. What were your most fun moments with the children during lockdown?
Probably within the first few days of the lockdown, I did do like I did TikTok videos with them, and they seemed to really like that. So, what else? We would just have random dance moments, like when the kids were on like their iPads and stuff, and like we would just let the kids have like a dance break or something like that. So they all three of the kids have their own different personalities. They have big personalities, so just some stuff like that. Those are really the main things that stick out. So.
Well, that's really good, because kids need an opportunity to burn off energy. And I think that sometimes as parents, we get so frustrated because we want them to be quiet, or we want them to sit down, and which is fine. But you have to recognize, okay, what did they do today? Before I make everybody sit down and be quiet, have they had an opportunity? Huh?
That they're bottled up in the house, so they gotta.
Right. So they need, dancing around. That sounds like a lot of fun, because kids just love to jump up and down for no reason. That's why kids jump up and down on beds. I'm sure you guys can remember a funny story about you guys that I still live on the bunk bed. Oh my goodness! Like the things that kids do when we're not watching. Kids have such big imaginations and do daredevil tactics. You guys are pushing from the top bunk onto the twin bed.
Yep.
Could have killed yourself, but you had fun.
Yep. Sometimes off the dresser too.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Regina laughing. So I love how the secrets come out as you guys get older. You were flipping off the dresser, and that's supposed to be quiet time. And you guys were in there quietly. I never caught you. Yeah. I never walked.
I used to get a mattress and slide down the stairs on the mattress. Yeah. It was fun. It was like a big slide.
The house that we had, that house. Wow. Yeah. That is hilarious. But it's important for kids to have fun, and sometimes I just think it's important for us as parents to recognize they're not misbehaving or being bad. They're bored. They need to work off energy. They don't understand, like, you know what? I think it's time for me to sit down and relax and take it down a few notches. They don't get that, So let's see, what do I have next here? Oh, we're really moving along. We're going to have time just to chop it up just about random things. So I have a pretty long paragraph, at least long on my phone. So I said, what advice or suggestions would you offer to parents during this time, and any time in the future where parents may find themselves in the home on a consistent day in and day out situation for any reason, like if they're out of work for an extended period, or a child is sick, or a possible second wave of corona, because you're like a mini expert. I mean, how many weeks did you do this?
8 weeks. So I was off for work 2 months. Yeah.
That blows my mind. Like, I'm not kidding. Because even though I was a single parent with 3 kids, we could go outside when we felt like it. You guys go outside and, you know, play rope or ride bikes or, you know, just to be inside with 3 kids, 3 and 4 years old for 8 weeks. You had to have learned something. Let's see. Read that, Sasha. What is she saying so I don't have to look crazy?
The kids have me to send my Sleep Number bed back because they were jumping on him playing with the settings when I would be at work, and I thought it was the bed.
I remember that.
Oh my God.
But Regina, when did you find out? How did you find out? Was it after you sent the bed back, or you just thought the bed was uncomfortable? Like, did they come and tell you years later? You're gonna wait for her to respond. But yeah, like I was saying, I believe history. I say this all the time. She said she was mad at me. But when did they tell you is what I'm trying to find out. When did you figure this out?
She found out last year.
Oh my God!
This is before quarantine. Oh my God. So the whole time they let her be mad, thinking it's
Regina probably been cussing people out. Y'all done send me a jacked up bed. I mean, Queen Renee. She probably went off on them people. What she said?
Real talk. Oh my God.
I gotta spend all this money on this bed. This bed is trash.
That's messed up.
You're right,
all
Dave. That's funny though. I love stuff like that. Like,
oh, there go Faith.
Hey, it's the grandbaby's babysitter. Now we were talking about you, Miss Lady. We were talking about. I'm so glad you're here because if you want to type in and respond to anything, I'm just gonna give you a recap. So it's okay. They can't see it when I uploaded. The comments aren't there.
Yeah.
So Faith, just to catch you up, because you're like a huge part of my granddaughter's life. You're like your family. You're not a babysitter.
Faithy.
Huh?
Faithy.
Yeah, Faithy. You like Auntie Faithy. You know, you like my sister, like your family. So we were just talking about basically what it was like having her go. I told the people that Sanaya has literally been going to your house every day, 5 days a week on a consistent basis since she was like 6 weeks, like she was a baby. This child has always had routine. So we were talking about what it was like being off routine and, you know, recognizing that some behavior is not necessarily misbehaving, because when a child is just snatched out of their routine, they don't know how to handle that and process that. So we were talking about that. And I would love to know how you feel she's adjusting, because Sasha was just talking about how she's been kind of having a hard time. And I've seen a couple of Snapchats in the morning. She's grumpy, but she's always a little cranky. She's Capricorn like her Nana. I'm not a morning person, never have been. She's not going to grow out of that. So anytime you want to type in anything and just kind of share how do you feel that she's been adjusting, and also any other kids who have been coming back, you know, after being quarantined, because we were talking about how Sasha was literally quarantined for 8 weeks with 3 small children. So I was also saying I think a lot of parents can benefit just from this conversation. She said, Lord have mercy. Faith is so funny. Y'all, she said, Lord have mercy. Yes, Sasha, I was saying, you know, a lot expression I use a lot is history is the best teacher. And I just feel like sometimes, yeah, you can learn stuff and you can go to school, and of course there's value in that, and you can study psychology, and you can study child development and everything like that. But sometimes you just learn, what she said, the morning is the hardest.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
She does not want to get up. She has an attitude in the morning. She's cranky. So
And that's a good point, because sometimes, like when you guys were young, you might be able to remember this. Sometimes you guys would have to go to bed, and it would still be daylight out, because I wanted to keep you on a schedule. So it's 9 o'clock, and you're like, it's
yeah.
not dark. It's kids outside playing. Why are we playing? Because I was concerned about that. It's very, very difficult to get kids back on a routine.
Yeah.
But I understand, like 8 weeks, it's like, okay, I can't, I don't know how I would have handled it for 8 weeks.
And that's why I was like, I would put that on myself, but at the same time, I'm like, what's the point of keeping her on the schedule? I mean, I'm not going to work. She's not going to daycare. I don't want to be like a stickler. Like, you're going to still get up at 7 in the morning. For what? You're not going nowhere. Just to go sit in the living room. So I didn't really care about what time anybody.
Yeah. Like a lot of memes I saw, like, well, let me get up and go get dressed and sit in the living room. And, myself, I've been working from home, and I had to get dressed to come and do this. So it's like, I live alone. I work from home, and I'm falling into very lazy habits. So I'm trying to, like, I have a personal goal for myself next week to get up and get dressed. Like, it's like,
hard when you don't do it for so long. Like,
when
I haven't been off of work this long since I had Sanaya. My maternity leave was also 8 weeks, so this is the first time in 3 years I've been out of work that long. So
yeah,
I was enjoying. I didn't care. I was like, I'm gonna be lazy, and I don't care because I break. So I was.
I have to be careful, because this is gonna go on. We've been advised for at least 2 more months. So I've decided, okay, I got to get a routine for myself, because I don't want to end up just being just a frump, just walking around in a house coat all day like I'm 90 years old.
But as far the last question you
asked,
again, this wasn't anything that we prepared for before all this quarantine stuff happened. Oh, she said keeping kids on a daily routine to me is the best thing ever, because once you break it, it's super hard to get them back on. Which
I agree.
Yeah, we're seeing that now with Sanaya. So as far as the advice though, before the quarantine happened, it was already planned for him to go and get his kids. I guess we just didn't know the extensive amount of like
how you would really be
in the house. So we didn't really have any plans, but as the days went on, I'd say if you are in the house with kids, and then if you do have 2 parents, whether you're together or not, because these were not our kids,
kind of got stuck together, just
stuck together. So
we are.
I would just say, there's going to be days where you're tired of everybody. So what we started doing every day is like, he would have a day, or he'll have his time where he will go like outside and sit outside for a few hours, or just write, because he does music. So he would sit outside and write. I'll stay with the kids. Then when he's done, if I have any errands I needed to run, so he did not want to take the kids out in public, then I will take my time and go out and do what I needed to do. So I would say you want to have your separate time if you're stuck in the house, so everybody's not killing each other. And try to have somewhat of a routine. Even though the wake up, we didn't really have a wake up routine, but you still got to keep somewhat of a schedule. We made sure the kids always ate breakfast, whether it was cooked or something. We always made them breakfast, lunch, and then we did stick to like a bedtime routine. Sometimes
that's good.
We would put everybody down at the same time. If you have multiple kids around the same age as they were, nap time is crucial. So if somebody's trying to fall asleep before the other one, we waking them up. Everybody got to be up at the same time. Everybody go to sleep at the same time.
That's very important.
If you're going to be stuck in the house, though, for an extensive amount of time, if you have any hobbies or things that you're into, that would be the best time to try to get more into that. And try to make sure all your bills and everything's paid up.
Right.
So, but yeah, I say just try to stick to as much of a routine as you can, so everybody in the house don't go crazy.
So yeah, it sounds like, especially in thoughts of, for lack of a bit, a couple, 2 people, even if it were roommates, I would say that early on, maybe when you realize, okay, this is the thing, like we're in here now, you and we are going to sit down and we're going to make a plan and we're going to stick to it, because you got to have something agreed upon mutually, to avoid like you talked about, being at odds and stuff. So if we both sit down and say, okay, now we said we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and then you both agree, okay, we don't even have to talk about it anymore. We're going to put it on the refrigerator. Remember how I used to post stuff up, video game schedules? I got to tell you, when I was packing up, and you were probably there for part of that, finding stuff, like, I was such a pack rat. Like, I literally found a stenciled.
Oh my God.
I really was doing the most. It was neatly stenciled, and it was a schedule of washing the dishes. Yeah. And I kept it. Like, it was, you laughing at me, Faithy?
Yes. We had to keep a schedule.
Yeah.
Washing dishes.
I know, but the fact that it was stenciled.
You was doing the most.
Maybe I thought that you guys would like to read it more, if it looked pretty. I don't know.
No.
It was stenciled. It was. What'd she say? Yeah. Girl, I left myself. I pulled it out. I looked at it. I was like, this must be from like
doing the most.
1996. No. Okay, maybe 99, 2000. I don't know.
That time, yeah.
I was like, what'd she say? Sounds like my mom. Well, how many kids did your mom have, Faith?
What was it, like 4 or 5 of them? I think it's.
Because when you have multiple children, you might need to have a list or a schedule. I'm an only child, so all my parents had to do was say, go do this. That's it. That's it. There was no way I could say I didn't do it or I did it. She said 4. Okay, yeah. Your mom needed some lists. She needed some outlines, because kids will say, I thought Mama told you to do it. Mama told you to. So, yeah, having a routine and a schedule and an understanding is important with multiple kids. What she say? You the only girl. Ooh-wee.
Yep.
You spoiled. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying something wrong with it. Yeah, but good conversation. Like I said, I think whenever anybody goes through something, it's just good to share your experience. We always think we're the only person going through what we're going through, but I've learned in my lifetime, in my X amount of years, that's not true. And a lot of times people, what'd she say?
Being the only girl, her brothers paid her to clean up for them. So you was making bank.
She did it better. I'm sorry to any men that's watching. Men just want to hurry up and get it over with. They'll throw everything in the garbage like your brother.
Oh my God. Yeah. Leon, when I was quarantined with the kids, he would do his little slick stuff like, okay, well, can you take care of this? I'm gonna go run in the room real quick. Don't try to leave me doing all the stuff.
Oh my goodness. Don't even talk about what she said. She said, you only. Yes, I had my children when I was 5. No. Actually, that ain't even enough years, because Sasha had already put her age out there, girl. So people can count on their fingers. Kind of
don't forget unless they rewind.
But I wasn't fast out here, so I was a grown woman when I started. But she didn't make me forget what I said. Oh yeah, taking out the garbage. I ain't gonna say who. I'm not gonna put my kids out there. But she said, "Rockaboo." Thank you, girl. Thank you, Faithy. Faithy. I hate that my baby sleeps, so y'all couldn't see her because she has quite a personality. But when I go, like, I got to the point where I would like to go to the store by myself because I don't feel like dealing with all the personalities. So I'll go to the store. You guys know when you hear me pull up, everybody come out, because I had 3 kids. I did the big grocery shopping. I'm not gonna be running back and forth to the store. I'm about to have
Instacart.
Huh?
I said before Instacart.
Okay, yeah. And so then you guys come out, and then you because you the oldest, you know, and you trying to get it done. You going back and forth, and then you be like, "Hey, why so and so took 2 bags in and they came back?"
Leave me to do all the work, all the dirty work.
Because you wouldn't pay attention. Because you're focused. I knew you was gonna work it in them doggone nasty things. There's a lot of doggone nasty things. It's funny, them doggone nasty things. That is hilarious. But yeah, so we just we done went through all our questions, but I've enjoyed this time. We are at 30 minutes. Me personally, I don't like for things to go too long, because really what I've been learning about algorithms and things like that, and how long people view things. And people on average, this is gonna sound crazy to you, but when people are on like YouTube or forums like this, on average, they watch a video for about 1 minute and 17 seconds before they click out of it. And that's how short our attention span is. I'm guilty. There's some people I want to see, like if it's on the thumbnail, I'm like, what they talking about? And I'll click on it, and then I'll listen to them a minute or two, and then I'll look to see how long the video is. I might speed through a little bit, you know. Yeah. So even if
I give it 8 minutes,
I have never watched an entire Beloved video, and I like her. I like her personality. Yeah, I don't eat seafood, as you know. But she's interesting, and she shares tips and tricks, but I've never watched the whole Beloved video. So, I mean, some of her videos are long. Somebody might be watching them, but it really doesn't matter, because if somebody views your video for any length of time, it counts as a view. So, yeah, I like to stick to around 30 minutes, so I'm going to go on and end it. I really appreciate you joining. So, everybody, what is this? I got to keep up. So, Saturday. Tomorrow's going to be Singing Saturday. Now, I won't be singing. I just called it that because, you know, it just sounded snappy, and I want to have something about music. I believe I'm going to have, you know, some special guests on tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that space of time. You might just tune in and see me looking cute listening to music. I might invite people to hop on and do some karaoke or something. Oh, thank you, Faithy. I appreciate you joining in, and we might have to revisit this again. Just to remind everybody, every other Friday is going to be, so this Friday was Family Friday. Next Friday is going to be a Financial Friday, and I don't know if I'll have a guest for that, because what I want to do is have conversations around money in the African American community, or the lack thereof, spending, saving, investment, all kind of thoughts I have about it. So it might just be me sitting for 15-20 minutes just talking about something that I want to share with the African American community. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you out there.
Shout out Faithy. She does hair.
Oh yeah, I like to give plugs. So go on and plug Faithy.
Yeah, so Faith on Instagram, LaJoy Faith, L-A-Z Joy Faith. She does hair. She really ain't
and she does well.
Yeah, she's been doing my hair for the last 1.5 years. So it's her.
And
work.
if anybody saw the poster I made for this live of my daughter, her hair was looking too fly.
Yeah,
I'm sure that. Yes. You are welcome. Look, whenever I come down, I do my own, but I just be throwing them in there, you know. But if I ever would let somebody touch my head, it would be Faith. And I don't like people to touch my head. So
she does a great job. She's like Baby. She do everything. She watch kids do hair, do crafts on her.
Yes, and she's a jack of all trades and a master of all. You know, there's an expression that says they're a jack of all trades and a master of none. No, boo. What she say? You deserve the plus, because you be doing the thing. She does crafts. She makes projects. I was gonna get my shirt out, for Sanaya's, the Mickey Mouse, but since she ain't out here, because I wanted her to see it. But yeah, Faith is that deal. So you guys definitely go and look her up. I believe in supporting Black businesses. I'm working on my business again, but I'm not gonna talk about that yet until I'm right there ready to do it. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for watching, and tune in tomorrow, Singing Saturday at 6.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.